clients, agency owners, and coaches, consultants ask like how they can be more famous, right? But I don't find that the word famous is very good to use in this case, but rather how can they be more trusted? Hi guys, so welcome to the fifth episode of the Clear Growth podcast. Right, so it's been a while since we actually come on. I've been busy with certain things, setting up the program and stuff like that. Yeah, and like Elias as well, I've been busy with we both have been busy with a lot of clients. I think that was like a hectic period previously, and now it's June already. Yeah, so today we're gonna talk about the main thing is positioning and how to actually build trust and authority in the marketplace. The reason why we want to talk about this today is mainly because like a lot of people have been asking me, and like especially a lot of clients, agency owners, and coaches, consultants ask like how they can be more famous, right? But I don't find that the word famous is very good to use in this case, but rather how can they be more trusted in the market to be the trusted advisor, like what J. Abraham say, or like the main person that people go for when they think of A, B, and C offer, service, or product, right, in the niche, right? So Elias, what do you think about this?
I think honestly, it's just not about being more famous. I think you wrote a Facebook post recently about how the whole advertising landscape is changing, and now it's all about actually building trust, right? I think I speak for a lot of people also when I say that results and returns on ad spend is actually decreasing,
Mm.
especially if you try to go if you try to do things like 2 to 3 years ago, just run ads on Facebook, hope people convert in a webinar, etc. Right? The whole landscape is changing, right? The audience are getting smarter, and people are then now buying into people who are more authentic and build more trust.
Yeah. So like I think one, like some people say like the creator economy is like coming up, like everyone's being a creator. True to a certain extent, right? So you do need like create more content, but you do not need to be a content creator to do, because like okay, so your business model is your business model. You cannot change the business model suddenly and then
Yeah.
hope that everything change as well, right? That's not like entirely true. So most people, I would call that, I think previously we addressed like the shiny funnel syndrome. So don't do that, right? But other add on or optimize like your current processes. So what I mean by creator model is that people are increasingly becoming more trustworthy to people who show up on their feed every single day and consuming them like as if they are their friends, right? Especially for authority and expertise people. Let's just say Alex Hormozy. Every single day you look at him, Gary Vee, every single day you look at him. It becomes like he's either your idol, somebody you want to embody, somebody you want to follow, somebody you want to learn from or work for, right? So content does all these things, right? So imagine like, will you work for somebody and choose to work for somebody that you don't know?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, obviously people go for job interviews, get a job, right? But besides the point is that sometimes you want to actually maybe chase your dreams. You want to be an advertiser. You want to learn something. You want to learn from a mentor that you trust, right? And either you buy their things, buy their books to learn from them, or you like really try to get their attention and get a chance, right? So playing off that point, right? Do you see like this is how I view content, right? It's more of like a trust, authority, and also positioning play in the long run, right? Especially for Singapore, for Malaysia, especially for Asia. Because if you look at the amount of content creators in Singapore versus the amount of content creators in US, and US like there's so many people content doing content creation, even on TikTok, Instagram, and it's coming to Singapore. Like I wouldn't say it's now, right? Exactly now, like it's the exact same like level. I'll say like maybe in the 3 to 5 years you can see like a bigger uptake in more like maybe even university students doing content say they want to build businesses. Even more uni students say they try certain things, right? And I can see like I've seen a few people like basically doing that in the uni side, starting their own web design agency, creating TikTok content, people paying him $1,000 per website, and like
What
he's
a-
only like he's only 17 years old. Then it's like wow, that's damn impressive, right? But the question is, you does it show authority in doing things? At the moment,
no.
yes and no, right? Because it's documenting only, right? So simple facts documentation will also yield you results. But back to the creator economy point is that like we've seen influencers creating brands out of thin air and generating millions of dollars a year, right? And there are all the influencers that you know, famous actors, Mr. Beast, what other people are there. Like even now, Iman Ghazi is doing his own water caffeinated, non-caffeinated energy drink brand that
Yeah, I
based on
think
his
big day or something day.
yeah something like that, right? That play is smart because he already had cores, he already had software. What's the bigger thing that he can use with this? Everyone that can buy, right?
Yep.
Everybody can buy a water, can of water, more or less like anybody can buy that. Yeah. So this is a play currently. Like obviously I don't really know what to play in 5 years, but what are people doing it now differently? Especially the majority of like businesses is like what you say, running ads directly, hoping they convert immediately. Yeah, but I don't think that works pretty much very well now. Is again, understand from rising CPL, people giving objections, people asking you stupid questions on emails, ads, and your customer service. Yeah, and then people comparing different prices immediately during your sales conversation, and it was very difficult to overcome. And what do you think? What do you face like with your clients as well?
Yeah, so I just want to touch one point about the content side, right? I think a lot of people see content as like, oh, what if only 100 people view my video? What if only 50 people view my video? Right. And then I think this is a reframe from Alex Hormozy also when he shared that honestly 50 to 100 people who view a video, if you just take a look at there are 50 people in the room that you're pitching to, is that a lot? It's already a lot,
Yeah,
right? So everybody starts from somewhere. Mr. B starts from somewhere. Alex Hormozy started from somewhere, right? They didn't go viral immediately, right? But all you need to do is to get started. Even 30 people, especially the right people who view a video, view a content, those people are able to convert, right?
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, of course, don't do it in a way where you get all this clickbaity headline and clickbaity thumbnail lah, right? Then you
Yeah,
attract the wrong people. But as long as you are able to identify your position, your target audience, uh, in fact, even have a proper unique mechanism that you can share. I think all those are very beneficial if you're gonna do content. Even if you only have 30 to 50 views at the start, it's really still a lot.
yeah. So playing on a point, like usually educational content don't get as many views as like viral slash entertainment content, and that's for a reason, right? So you do not want every Tom, Dick, and Harry to watch your video, especially educational video. If you do that, like there's something wrong, right? Then are you really converting all of them to a client? Unless you're doing like business opportunity or some like thing that everyone can buy, that's like a wrong move to do. Let's just say you teach interior design, you teach agency owners, you teach marketing, you teach sales, whatever you do as well, right? Or you want to only service a few like specific clients in the data like, as an agency. That will be very difficult for you to do because you will feel that 30 views is like not a lot, right? But 30 views of the right people is actually a lot, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the main, I think the main point you want to bring across as well. And I think I did that previously. I didn't like content. I hated content, right? Because like, I can run ads, then I can have 100 people opt in a like X amount of dollars, right? That's much easier than me 1 hour. Like now, currently we're doing maybe 30 minutes of us just like talking. I think that's much easier because showing up is actually very difficult every single day, right? On if you want to do content every day, it's a pain. I understand there's a pain, right? But it's a necessity right now because trust is at all time low, especially is how easy like ads is gonna be in the next few years.
Exactly.
Yeah, and agency is getting cheaper, right? Like most marketing agencies charging cheaper and cheaper, and that's also another problem. Like you cannot stand out, right? Especially when we serve marketing agencies as well, like they can't stand out. So basically, the only way is go down market lah, charge cheaper as well. But then you're feeding into a vicious cycle for yourself.
I think just wanted to ask you also like what was your mindset when you first started off doing content, right? And then you saw your videos only got like 16, 17 views or like 20 views. What was the mindset that you had that kept you pushing through?
Cause technically I've always been doing content but in a written format lah for a while. I realized that it helps me sell people. So I understand that even though like let's say I got like 50 likes, actually that's a lot for Facebook. It feels a bit better when you look at other people posts, right? If you do comparison. But at the start you will get 5 likes, 6 likes, right? Then after you write more and more, you get like 50, 100, 200, and people start noticing you. So there's always like the freaking curve, right? You get it gets easier as you compound, but at the start it's always the hardest. Especially when you don't know whether you're doing it right or wrong. Right or wrong meaning the matrix, right? Meaning are people talking about you? Are people converting? And are people telling other people about you? Right, that's my matrix rather than views. So I need to listen to like people around in the marketplace, whether they are doing in that sense. Then second thing will be video is not natural, I would say, for me to do. As much as I think I'm okay. I wouldn't say I'm bad, but like I don't think it's like very easy for me to do lah. So I just say I just gonna do 4 a month, right? So I just keep to that 4. But rather, what made me want to do more is that the benefits of doing that content, right? Besides only getting more clients, right? So I named it like I think 5 different benefits. So one of the benefits was being able to articulate like your arguments and your objections clearer than everybody else because you keep saying it. So what I mean is that, like, example, I keep saying about Evergrowth Flywheel, I keep saying about marketing, we keep saying about lead gen and stuff like that. In the end, it will become refined 10 times faster than most people because we are articulating every single day, either in coaching, in videos, in podcasts, in day-to-day sales as well. Right. So when we do that more, like it's basically you're doing it more reps. And the more reps you do, basically the more refined your articulation can be. And the better you are at speaking about in debating and also selling as well. So that's like the best benefit I can give for content. It helps a lot for salespeople, especially real estate insurance people. Obviously, insurance got the MAS side, which they can't really prevent. But yeah, so in general, same for agency owners, same for coaches, consultants. You can create and form up arguments that you might not have thought of before doing content, right? And that will help you increase your webinar conversions, increase your one-on-one sales, increase your VSL, right? That's the entire, the best thing I would say for content, like the highest leverage I can use. And then your content also lives beyond your sales process. So if you say certain things and they go to the sales process, you say certain things but lesser effort as well, you close better, right? So the other one is also tapping into new leads, new markets, and new audiences that you might not know, right? So I wouldn't actually have known that I would close like real estate agents until I start doing content, people start coming back to me. And I realized that the market is actually viable for me to enter as well, right? So that's one of the examples that I can give. Second, convert clients easier, and also you articulate better. Fourth one is grow your brand more beyond you, right? So your brand lives beyond you. Your brand actually grows much bigger in general, based on your views, your subscriber counts as well, and based on word of mouth, and basically make you more and more famous, right? The last one I would say is like getting more opportunities for joint ventures and getting more opportunities for hiring A-level players. Right? So same thing is like Gary Vee does content not only because he want to build his brand, but rather build his brand in terms of hiring good talents as well. So talents will work with you technically if you're visible, right? So you need to sell yourself no matter what. Selling is like lifeblood. So content is like selling yourself to everyone, be it to join you, to give you opportunities to work together with you, to sell your services as well, or to convince people that you have branding authority and they can use word of mouth to like kind of push beyond like the YouTube ad space and like to their friends, family, whatever people that are relevant to the content that you're putting out. So this is how I see it in terms of like creating that content rather than views, right? So I don't create content like a content creator. I create like a salesperson / business owner / CEO, right? I don't create based on I need to get amount of views, go viral, then I get sponsorships. So this is a business. The main goal of the business is to get more people, right people, to buy my offer, and make me sell better as well, right? So it aligns within that rather than I need to get more views, more visibility, get more famous, and then hopefully get more opportunities, right? Both works, but the business model matters a lot.
Yeah, I think people always underestimate what content can do for you and the impact. It's sort of like capabilities, right? Like
I think you do a lot also, right? Previously.
yeah, so at first I also like I don't like to do content, right? And then when I started doing, the number of opportunities that came for me for on a personal basis is more opportunities and people asking me to join them lah.
Yeah, it's always like that.
Yeah, and it's like non-stop man. So I feel, yeah, I think these are like benefits of content that people often overlook.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I started like for YouTube, I get a lot of clients from word of mouth. People start talking about me and then everything becomes easier, especially YouTube ads. Then I stopped like because I was working for people. I haven't started my consulting yet, right? So when I started my consulting, I just posted like for 1 month straight. Then all the old clients come back, like without me asking. Obviously, if I ask, they will come back also. But I'm not saying that good or bad, but rather this is my advice for clients as well. Sometimes you can have a pipeline, you can be very, very good in sales, right? That you get systems very good. But if you don't, like sometimes content can revive certain people back to you as well. I think that's important to note. And then okay, so the last thing about it is like top of mind, right? So if you're not top of mind, only content can do top of mind or running a lot of ads. Basically, because if people don't know about you after a while, let's just say 2 years you disappear from everything, it's very unlikely they buy anything from you, even if they know you. Because they don't remember you, right? So let's just say you want to buy certain products, you know about certain brands, and you keep seeing their ads. You are highly likely more to buy that than another competitor brand that doesn't run ads, doesn't have content, doesn't have anything. It's just like unknown, right? The only time you'll buy that is you go Shopee, you go Amazon, you see cheaper, you buy that. That's the only time you buy. Other than that, you won't buy like from online. You won't think of it. You don't even know that that brand exists. It's the same thing for e-commerce. It's the same thing for personal brands. It's the same thing for coaches, consultants, agencies. Same. Everything is the same. Right? So some big brands are famous because everyone talks about them. They don't even need to run ads anymore. Right? They're so big to the point that everybody in the industry let's just say know this YouTube agency, know this email marketing agency. Don't need to know one, they also know. Right? Instantly you come into the e-com business, you know that this is the best email marketing agency, like our friends run, right? And that is like at a very late stage. But at the early stage, how do you get a piece of that? Like market share is like is the question, right? The only way is like stand out top of mind, create more content, run more ads. There are the basic methods that you can do. And also form better arguments and focus on different USP, which is we come to our positioning, right? So content is content, but if you position it wrongly in the terms that you are same as everyone else, it's a bit useless unless you do like very, very, very consistently. So what I mean is that like usually people have USPs of positioning done for them. That's why they go become famous, much famous, more famous than other people.
Yep.
And that's the key, right? So I think you have read a lot for positioning for other people as well. But for me, right, it's like if I can change your face today to somebody else and then they speak exactly the same thing, and it doesn't feel any different, right? I think that's a problem, right? So like in a certain topic, so means they say exactly same topic, like it's like ChatGPT, everybody says same thing,
Hmm.
and everything like will basically be bland and be very hard to compete against.
Maybe you can share your point of view. Or how do you see positioning? Like what does it mean to you?
I don't have a formula for it, which I taught previously. Positioning is like message and delivery. So it means like how do you say you're different,
Yeah.
or how do you show that you're different. Delivery is more towards what thing you do differently, like services. Okay, so example, services is done for you, do it with you, do it yourself. So a very clear example, right? For me, right, I understand that for marketing people, especially for our industry in Singapore, there's very little done with you, done do it yourself. There's a lot of do it yourself. There's very little done with you, except for a few competitors in the space,
Mm.
right? And they are all my friends, right? So, but compared to like trading, compared to property, compared to every other things, there are more of them done with you because that you cannot do for you, the property.
Exactly.
Yeah, but agencies you can do for you, right? So there's a lot of people doing like agency, but there are not a lot of people doing like I teach you how to do marketing, right? Or help you optimize your marketing. So I understand, okay, that's one way. Delivery I can just do done with you because it's still a blue ocean, relatively small, like very little competitors and easy to enter. Right. Second one will be messaging, right? Messaging will be which level of prompts you target and what difference in your solution is compared to the competitors, right? A very, very simple understanding. So sometimes you may say, hey, there's nothing different in the solution I give. Then if you nothing different, then the copywriting is different, right? So how you explain the solution is different, clearer than other people. How you deliver the solution at a much more robust compared to other people, like how you explain, you deliver. And then last one will be how you write your USP, your unique mechanism, which is the steps of your process, the unique process that you do different from other people as well, right? So this will be the things that you can play differently. And the last, then other than that will be audience, right? Who you target as an audience. So a lot of people love to target the same audience. Yeah. So when we did agencies, I think we target interior designs. Right now, at this point of time, I see like at least 7 people running like interior design ads to target interior designers to help them run ads. Right. Last time 0. I never see before. Except us, a previous agency. So that is like how I deem as like easy to enter target audience or hard to enter. Like, is there a lot of competitors? Are they even educated on a certain thing? Is it easier for us to enter? Are there other solutions? Right. So you grade based on that. The other two will be more of like top of mind and authority. Right. So meaning like how much results, PR, testimonials, people talking about you. Right. If you are new, obviously sometimes there's nothing. If you are fairly like experience, you would have some semblance of like testimonials, results, people working with you, you going on news, whatever, articles, whatever, right? And that the more you have, easier for you to convert as well, better positioning you have in long run. The last one will be top of mind, which is what content, ads, and frequency do to your audience. Right? So basically, even if you do everything is normal, right? Except for maybe you change the USP a bit or the positioning slightly a bit in terms of the delivery and messaging. All you need is like the top of mind content, even if you're new, to really stand out. Right. So, for example, the guy that I give just now, the TikTok on Instagram, do web design. He never do anything different in web design. It's like anybody can do it from India or Philippines, right? Anyone can do that, web design. But only thing he does differently is top of mind. People know him for web design, and when they look at Instagram, hey, I just pay this guy student 1K. I don't mind. He seems hardworking enough. Maybe he'll give me a good design, right? Okay, great. Then you give him. So top of mind also matters a lot. He don't have authority. He don't have much testimonials. He don't have any nothing. He's just a student, just starting out, new agency, new everything. The process also not refined, systems not there, nothing. But the number one thing he can do in positioning is show that he's trying things out and show that people that he's willing to try new things for them, willing to work hard for them, right? And people know him for that, plus know him that he does web design, right? So this all contributes to the positioning play. And I only recently added top of mind because I've seen how content works to convert people compared to other things, right? Even if they are selling the same thing, exactly same thing. People always go back to how they research you, what they see online, what they consume about you. And that really matters a lot. As you can tell from that example, it truly matters. You can see a lot of people day 1 to day 30 of earning 100K a month, right? Then they buy, then the people who watch them buy from them. It's damn funny. But it works lah, right? It's a proven concept that even though you have nothing, you can still create a business out of thin air, right? So that's like why I put it as one of the components.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about you? What do you think about positioning?
Okay. So to me, positioning. I mean, I dial it down lah. It's more of like for me, how I see positioning is basically how your target audience actually perceive you,
Mm.
and how do they differentiate you around your competitors. I think to keep it simple, that's it, right? So when I first work with clients, right, who don't have a clear positioning, oftentimes it's because they actually don't have a clear target
Target
audience.
audience.
So you already know what I'm going to say. And
Yeah.
this is actually something very, very common, right? A lot of them try to target everybody, but I mean, there's a saying: if you try to target everybody, you target nobody, right? Because when you try to target everybody, you try to cater to the masses, which then you try to sort of like try to solve everybody's problems and end up you just seem like everyone else, right? But
Yeah.
actually, a quick way we solve positioning is actually to identify a target audience and actually go quite niche, right? So, for example, let's say I use gym as example,
Mm.
right? So, if let's say you're positioned as, oh, I'm a PT, then it comes to like, okay, there are like maybe hundreds or even thousands of personal trainers in Singapore, right? So, it becomes the fact that the only thing that may differentiate you is that
Mm.
it's going to be your price, right? Because most likely your audience are going to be people who are out of shape or looking to get a little bit of physical training help, and most of them will then compare price with you, price with other trainers. Correct, right? Yeah. So what if you dial it down and become more niche? What if you become a PT for, let's say, entrepreneurs,
Peak performance.
right? Big, big performance. So then the question comes in, okay, now that you've identified that your target audience are entrepreneurs, right? Other than PT, what else can you offer? What are the problems that they're facing? Are they too busy? If they're too busy, to, let's say, diet or what, then you can introduce a new offer. What if you can refer or JV with a meal prep company,
Yeah.
right?
Or you can create recipes for with
Exactly.
Shopee items, or like
Uh,
brain fog, you can suggest supplements, whatever it may
Correct.
be.
And all this actually can be affiliates to earn additional revenue on top of your PT
Yeah.
training, right? And then when you position yourself as I'm a PT for entrepreneurs who specializes in, let's say, a highly effective training or mental performance as well, rather than positioning yourself as I'm just a PT, can you see how I mean, you can charge higher lah. The more specific you
Yeah.
go, the higher you can charge, right? Just like another example you can use is like a GP versus a brain surgeon lah,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? The GP generally can't charge that high, but a brain surgeon who specialize in one
Specialization.
thing, exactly,
Yeah.
right? They can charge much higher.
So like I feel specialization not only with problems and target audience, but also with solutions lah.
Mm, correct.
Obviously, this is for niche markets and slightly people who are experienced in that market, right? So let's just say gym. Just now you give example gym. If you do keto diet, obviously people who only understand keto diet or like try gym for a while then cannot lose weight, cannot gain strength, maybe want to try keto diet, right? So that's example. Carnivore diet same, but these are dieting. So this dieting is only one part of solution. You can also do like ATG, which is like some knee rehab, not rehab, but I don't know how to explain it, but basically a form of exercise that allows you knee go over your foot, right? To train flexibility basically and strength. Then you can be specialized in that. You can specialize in rehabilitative functional training. There's a lot of like different trainings you can also specialize in. I like to be specialized in both A and B, like both audience and also methods, right? Because like what I say, like most people just say lose weight, but there's no method. Even though it's their own method, you can rename the method yourself at minimum, right? To make it sound better than just lose weight with training, physical what's that, personal training. It's like okay, right? So yeah, I think like what you say, like doctor, brain surgeon, everything. So they also have methods. Obviously, you don't need to advertise for that situation because it's a life and death situation
Yeah.
sometimes. But yeah, but typically when you compare like chances, percentage, it's the same thing like when you compare different people, like chances of success. Because I tried personal training before. How different are you from the previous personal trainer? They say, hey, not much difference. I don't think you'll work. Immediately you're down, right? So the way you explain is also very, very important, especially for like raider markets, like personal training. Same for like the peak performance, right? So, give me supplement only. I think not enough. I already taking supplements. So like how extent of high end clients you want, how awareness of level of clients want, also matters to very, very high extent. So you really need to understand like your clients very deep down inside how they think. Yeah. So the more you talk to the audience, the better you are articulating as well. Then therefore use content to do the same. That's why we suggest like to do content. Lah. Then you talk about one thing very, very interesting, which is like how you can use other affiliates, other products to actually increase obviously revenue in a business, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you want to talk about that next week, I think. next week. I think you
Yeah.
keep it now a bit long, right? Keep it short first this time. Yeah, but that's going with that point is like if you do a business solely on one service or one product, obviously it's a bit harder, longer. But I wouldn't suggest people who are starting out to do this. But like people who are already running for quite a while, you should look into other revenue streams to really boost your entire profit margins, right? Basic referrals, basic affiliates are bare minimum that you should do. But playing off the point that I talked about in positioning, right? The delivery, you can basically do 3 or 4 levels of delivery and sell to 3 or 4 levels of different audiences as well. And that's when your target audience really expands beyond like, oh, I only target Jim, age 23, don't know, right? I don't only target him anymore. I target like various people that wants various solutions at level of commitment. So that's where we will discuss more about next week.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, anything to end off? Anything else to end off, Elias?
Just one last point. In case people have a misconception of what we just talked. End of the day, yes, niching down has its benefits, but be careful of niching down too much. Right. End of the day is you always need to take a look at what is your total addressable market size.
Yes, especially for Singaporeans.
Yes. Yeah. Nothing else.
Why? Because cannot run ads. Then you only can talk to 10 people. Then it's like, oh, your business
Yeah,
basically nobody else to sell to.
sadly, Singapore market is a little bit small.
Yeah, we understand that when we do agency, because like number of salons only 50, 60, or I think 100 plus, and then not all of them qualified.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we come to the end of today's podcast. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let us know down in the comments if you have any questions. If you're more interested about the Evergo Flywheel, you can book a call down below, and I'll see you on the call itself. All right, take care. See you. Bye.